Do, 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 do. Say good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I decided to pop in today. I don't ever come over here anymore. And since it is so nice outside, I mean, like, it is beautiful. And this is the first time I've come outside to sit. Um, I brought my tree out, but I came because a lot has happened since the last time I posted anything over here on Xavier Treats, and as a lot has happened in the lives of Devin, Deja, Dylan, and myself. So um, I don't think I want to cook today. I have a pot of collard greens and cabbage on. But I don't think I want to cook because it's so nice. So I figure I would come over here and chat and just check in and catch you up with what's been going on with the Harpers. So I think the last time I was on here, perhaps he was still in the hospital, and I allowed him to come back here and stay with us because he was in a bad way. He was not good, so he stayed here. He got a job. He's still working at that job. He does, and I've always said this about Devin. Devin is the child who will work. Now, Dylan has a good work ethic too. He just doesn't have a good school ethic. He gets up and he goes to work faithfully. But Devin is the child. He's gonna make his money and hustle. So he is. Good morning. Good morning. He is renting a room now. So he's an adult. He has to pay rent. He has a landlord. So he is doing well. Deja, she will be completing her first semester as a college student. I think she's loved receiving those reimbursement checks. I think she likes those. So she's purchasing her a card. She goes for her road test on May the 18th or 19th, something like that. So watch out. Deja's going to be on the road. Dylan, not doing well in school. He's going to have to go to summer school. And I'm sending him in the building. I have allowed him to do it his way this school year, and it did not work. His grades are atrocious. So I'm like, oh, summer school, you're going in the building. No more of, put a mask on. I have to go to work. I work in the building, in the school, go to work, go to school. So he's going to summer school in school, and he can keep his little job. Me, so I'm running away May 29th. I fly out. I'm going to New Orleans alone. I have no one to go with. So I'm going to New Orleans for 4 days, 3 nights, just to run away. Because my stress level, and I really had to check in with myself, like, why are you stressed so much all the time? And it's because I have not learned to release my children. I still treat them as if they are the little kids that I've always had to look after, watch over, provide for, and protect. And I have two that's going to be 20 years old in 2 months. So I have to learn how to release my children. That will bring my stress level down tremendously. I also know, I always talk about my menopause, but I know going through menopause, the your stress level intensifies. And I don't know if that's because the hormones, you're losing hormones, or what it is. But yeah, so I have like no patience, but I am learning to love on me because I've been loving on everybody else, giving everybody else, allowing them to pull from me and not recharging myself. So on the 14th, I'm going to the spa. I'm going to go have a spa day. And that's Deja's Mother's Day gift to me because I was just going to pay for it. She's like, no, mommy. So she gave me the money yesterday. So I'm going to go have a spa day. But on the 29th, I'm leaving to go to New Orleans. And then in June, I'm going to take Deja, Dylan, and myself, and we're going to go. on vacation. And then in July, we're going to go on vacation. And so I have decided to vacation because I don't. I do everything else, just waste money, blow money buying things I don't really need. And I'm like, it's time to travel. Yes, in the time of COVID, in a pandemic, which I am not vaccinated, nor are my children, we decide we're going to travel. And we're not vaccinated. One, I was never going to get vaccinated. It's like three people in my building who are not, and I'm one of the three. Two of us have reasons. We have allergy issues, and I didn't even realize that my allergies were an issue until where I go to the cancer center. They sent me a letter. And, they were saying, because you had cancer, I am in remission, as they would say. I needed to get a COVID shot, but because my allergies to penicillin are so severe, like I have convulsions and seizures, they wouldn't recommend it. So um, I was happy about that. So before I leave, I will have a COVID test. And like I had a little getaway last month. I took a COVID test before I left. And then when I returned home, I wore a mask. And so I waited 2 days and I went and took another test again. And then because I've been taking a rapid test, once I took the test, then I took the mask off in the house. So when I leave this time, I'll take the test again. And then when I return, I'll wait the 3 days. So I tell the kids like to stay away from me. And the beauty of this right now is that I am working from home. So I don't have to worry about going into the school to be around people, and I'm just coming back from a trip. So I will wait the 3 days because they say 3 to 5 days you should wait to after you come back from a trip to take a COVID test. But I'm going to wait the 3 days and then I'm going to there's a bee. Listen, it's a bee flying around, and I have learned last year. I learned to appreciate bees being in the garden, and so like the area where I had the garden is like overgrown because Dylan did not mow inside, and then my collard greens are coming up. And so today I'm gonna go over there, but I need my lawnmower because he mowed the lawn, but we've been having so much rain. I know I just went from one topic, but this is how my mind go because I saw the bee. And the bee, getting back to the bee made me appreciate his role in the garden. I just didn't appreciate bees until last year. So I'm watching this bee, and then I just saw a bumblebee, and so I'm appreciating them. And then my little dandelions, I would normally put the weed and feed to stop them from growing, but I'm going to cut my dandelions and let them dry out so I can make dandelion tea. I'm learning to appreciate nature more and more having a garden. So all my dandelions that's over there in the garden right now, I am going to cut them. I'm gonna get my little scooter and sit on my little garden scooter, and I'm gonna take my little basket and I'm gonna collect them all and let them dry out. But anyway, back to the fact that I need a recharge. Um, Trying to be everything for everybody is not good. And trying to figure out who I am now that my children are becoming adults because I've been their mother for so long and I will continue to be their mother, but just in a different capacity of mothering young adults. And my mind is still stuck on that they are still kids. And even though Dylan is 17, listen, I lump him right in there with Deja and Devin because he want to move like he grown, so I let him. Like you grown, go on, Dylan, go be a man, go do it. I just need him to get to 18, which is not till February of next year. But he is just moving and behaving like he is grown. So those are things that I am learning to work on myself with in areas of engaging with my kids as young adults and not kids. You know, their needs aren't the same anymore. They have their own ideas and their own opinions. and I have to be okay with that. I also have to be able to stand back and just watch and look, and if they make mistakes, um, guide them along the way, but no longer swoop in and try to prevent the mistakes from happening. And I have been that mom. Like, I'm going to prevent this from happening, so let me do this. And I know those are areas that I need to work on. And the fact that I am realizing that will alleviate a lot of stress for me. But back to figuring out who I am, I don't even know who that is yet, because I've been their mother for almost 20 years. And when I decided to be a single mother, single parent, I really didn't think that through. See, that only could have happened when I was going through grief and not getting grief counseling from Xavier dying. I think had I gone to grief counseling, my life would probably look different because I probably would have never adopted. So, all things happen for a reason. Me not going through grief counseling and going straight into fostering and then adopting, I know that was divine doing, but I'm just saying my life probably would have looked a lot different. I probably would have no children, none whatsoever. I would probably be totally different. And so I always say they saved me from myself. And um, just trying to figure out who I am as a 54. I'll be 54 next month. As a 54-year-old woman, um, I'm gonna have to learn who she is because I don't know who she is right now. I don't know who this 53-year-old one, because they still trying to hold on so tight, and I'm like, no, I gotta let y'all go, and it's bittersweet because I'm like, no, I'm not dealing with y'all. You figure it out for yourself. Do it for yourself. Be your own person. Like, I want to say something to her right now, but I'm not. I'm not, because I'm learning. And this is going to be a process for me. But things that I want to do, I really want to work on my business this year. Um, we do, we've been hitting and missing on the videos, doing the cooking videos, and that's something I really want to dive into, doing more of the cooking videos, because I really enjoy cooking and baking. That that is something that I know that's what will completely make me happy. So I think, like, moving forward, everything will be geared into, I do want a mobile. I don't want a brick and mortar. I just don't. I want them. And I don't know if I want a food truck more so a bakery type thing, a food truck that's a bakery, have baked goods on it, because I think I like baking more so than cooking. But I know that's the direction that I'm going in. I know I can see that very clearly, that that's where I am going to be most happy. And so I think this second portion, because when you hit 50, you're supposed to reflect. But I was still so focused on kids and mental illness and kids and kids and kids. I let 50 come and go, and never like sat down and assessed and figured out, okay, what's the next stage of this life going to be? Because I was still focused on raising kids. And now that I am shifting my my thoughts from raising kids and just watching them grow, and if they ask for guidance, I will give them guidance, and know that, hopefully the stuff I put in them will stick. But I'm releasing my kids, and they're not kids, these young people. I'm releasing them so that I can have a peace of mind. And mm, yes, I know that they will still, need parental advice. But I'm going to fall back on always giving advice when it hasn't been asked, and sitting back watching what's going to happen. Um, because I've been told that I'm very judgmental. And if that is the case, that is the Diane Harper in me. But I'm gonna do something my mother didn't do for me. I'm gonna release my children. And so that is what I'm working on, releasing my kids. Um, my mother held on so tight I couldn't breathe. And I know that's why I ran away. And so I see myself running away from my kids. And I'm like, no, honey, you still got a parent. You're not going to run away. You're going to shift the way you interact with your kids. Because I'm the change. Once I make the change, everything else will fall away. And so you can't be like, oh, mommy, mommy, and then the next minute you want to be the adult. I need you to be consistently that young adult trying to figure out adult, being an adult. And so I'm constantly on Deja about she needs employment. Like you need to work. So my conversation for her now is once you purchase that vehicle, because you don't realize the upkeep of the vehicle, you need gas for the vehicle. Your mother's not supplying any of those things. What she will do is help you with your resume so you can go find you some employment to take care of that vehicle. And what I give her, because I'm doing a timeline because we know that Deja has her challenges and you can't put too much on her. So she's buying the car. I say between what, May and July, she's purchasing her car. I'm going to give her to next year this time when she turns 21. And Deja has to move out on her own because then she will officially be a real adult, right? She'll be 21 years old. She will have had a vehicle for a year. She will be working. She's still a college student. But yeah, she has to go. And then that little one will be 18 next year. Now, I'm not putting him out because he'll just be a senior. We hope everything crossed. We hope. But that's the hope for him. Because we'll see if he has to do credit recovery. That's what they call summer school now, credit recovery, because he did nothing this school year. So um we'll see what happens with him. If he will have to do a bonus senior year or a bonus junior year, we shall see. But normally I would be so stressed out and like, oh my God, I failed as a parent. He didn't. No, no. I had to. There's so many things I am learning because one, I feel everything in my body now. And I know that's just part of becoming older. So because I recognize that I feel so many things in my body that I have to now filter out those things that I'm going to allow to get in. So knowing that I have no control, and you probably say, oh, no, you have control over him. No, you don't. He's 17. I got him along the way. And so what I am going to do is just sit and watch. So he's going to summer school. I probably normally I would be falling out in the floor, screaming and hollering, seeing how I can fix it. And I am resolved within myself that okay, he's going to summer school. He may have to repeat the 11th grade, and I'm okay with that. And see, let me tell you what that little punk, little saving grace is with him. He have go to class, but every time they test him, I am not exaggerating or lying. He tests higher than all the kids in his class, in his school, not just his class, his school. So they had their lab. Well, he just took the SATs and the and the ACTs. I'll see what his score is from there. But they had to go into school to test, right? He have to work. His teacher and I, because he only has to check in with her once a week, he doesn't even do that. So because I check in with her once a week, they consider that because we're in a different time of schooling. If you touch bases with the parents, they feel that is a connection. So her and I text every day. I ask her, once a week, did he turn in any work? Where is he? So she sends me the percentage, the printout for the week, and showing me what he's done, when he's checked in, so he tested. He had to do a test online. She called me at work. Miss Harper, can you tell Dylan to get online so he could do his test? So this was a test he had to take. and the whole building had to take the test. So he did log in, he tested. It was like 3 days he had to log in, he had to do the test. Fine, right? So the week, maybe 2 weeks later, I text her my normal. I'm like, hey, how you doing? How things like we're to the point, like how things going? How's the family? Because her and I are just talking that much. I said, how did Dylan do on the exams that he had to? So she sends me the printouts. And I said, can you explain this to me? And she says, so that solid line, that's Dylan. The broken line, that's the school. And then it was another line, that's the national average. So the highest you can score on these tests are 250. He gets a 243 and a 241. She said, this is what enrages me about him. He tests higher than anybody else. She said, because look at where he is, look at where the school is, and look at the national average. And she said, he doesn't come to class. So I'm like, Dylan, can we have a conversation? And it wasn't like, why you don't do your work? It's like, where are we going, son? Tell me what the plan is. Because, I can have a plan. He can have a different plan. So I'm at the point, what's the plan, son? Tell me where we going. And so he was very honest. I'm bored. I'm bored. So I'm going to class. And I'm like, but can you at least get this piece of paper? If you don't want to go to college, don't go. Get a trade. Work with your hands. Be able to feed yourself, sustain yourself and your family. But he's like, school is boring. But every daggone time you take a test, and I'm just like, okay. So I'm not stressing anymore in reference to his grades. I know he's been staying up late. He stays up all night. And when I see the light is on in his room, that means he's actually doing work. So if I get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom, he's doing work. And I'm like, wow, okay. But I also explained to you guys before that he's a procrastinator. He's an 11th hour, 59-second kid. Now that he knows that he has to go to summer school, he wants to complete all his work now because I've already let him know you have to go to summer school and I'm sending you to the building. So it's like, what? And it wasn't like, oh, do you want to go? Like, oh, no, you're going in the building. You're going to summer school. That's it. We're done. I'm not mad at you. Don't be upset. That's how it is. So now he wants to complete the work. And this is what he has to do. I no longer am arguing anymore. When she sends me stuff for him, I just forward to him. And it's not that I've tapped out. I'm just like, listen, these people are going to be who they're going to be. And that has been a hard pill for me to swallow because I thought they was going to be who I wanted them to be. I know that's naive and crazy, but I thought if you put all this in there and you do all this, but honey, I always have to go back and remember, I am not the person that created them. I'm not. So it doesn't matter what I want for them or what I've exposed them to or how I set them up. Who they are and honey, who they people were is who they are becoming. So it's just very interesting to watch them. Like I look at Devin and I be like, who are you? Who are you? I don't know him. But I'm proud of Devin right now. Even though he is on his own journey, he is stable. He's taking his meds. He has a case manager. He goes for his visits with the case manager. He has a new case manager now who I really like this dude. Like he called me to find out about Devin. He said, I know he's an adult, but through all his records, you're the common thread in all of his records. And you seem to be the staple in his life. So I really wanted to talk to you. And I enjoyed our conversation. And it wasn't just from my point of view. I've expressed to him, things Devin has shared with me in reference to the way I interact with him. So, so far, so good. So far, so good with him. Um, finding his own way. I think he signed up for driving lessons. So, I think Deja, even though Deja and Devin are not close, I've never seen twins like them. Or, excuse me, genetically they are close. Like if something happens or something going on in his life, she knows about it. It scares her because she dreams it. And so she'll come and say, I had a dream and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, something's going on with him. And then we find out there is something going on with him. But they're not close. But she seems to be leading the way. And for the longest of time, he led the way because he was always more adventurous than her. But she, her little wagon has been slow and steady. She don't want to do stuff, and you gotta force her to do it. You got to drag that sister. You got to drag her, but she will do it. But when she's motivated, I think her wanting to get a driver's license and purchase a car now has motivated him because he wasn't even talking about driving. Now he's like, "Oh, mommy, I signed up, and mommy, I signed up for school." So now he wants to go to school, and I'm telling him, "Get a trade." I don't think college is for him. And I'm saying get a trade. You love to work with your hands. Get a trade that will help you along the way. And then he still works. So I'm happy about that because not even 6 months ago, he was trying to jump off a bridge and then he overdosed. So um yeah. Hold on one moment. I'm gonna call you right back. Okay, bye bye. And so that's what's happening with us over here. There's been an uptick in violence in our community. And when I talk to other people, it seemed like the same thing is going on in their community. But it had never hit this close to home for us. And so it frightened me. I never had a bullet come through my wall before. And we weren't involved. It was just someone right in this park behind us, he was shot. And it was multiple shots, and one came through my son's wall. And the past 3 weeks, it's 3 weeks now. Yesterday made 3 weeks. Past 3 weeks, there's been an uptick in violence here in the city of Flint. And so um, my first thought was, we're moving out of this house. And I was like, I'll go get an apartment. I'm just not going to live here because it's violent. And I started looking around the country for where I want to live next. And it's happening all around the country, right? And then this summer makes 7 years we've lived in this house. Having my children, this is the longest place we've ever had. Like, I guess they consider this would be considered their childhood home. You know, Dylan was 10, Deja and Devin, what are they? So they were 13 because they'd be 20. But we've lived in this house the longest and become very comfortable living here. Um, I can work my garden. I'm sitting here looking at my garden now, like, good Lord, I got to get over there. But this yesterday was warm and today is warm, but it has not been warm here. Like at night, it drops down into the 30s. So it's still not warm enough for me to go over in the garden and start tilling the soil and planting the seeds because I would have to put a blanket on the garden. So this morning I did order a greenhouse. I'll put the greenhouse up and start the seedlings going, and we'll see what happens. So, and initially, when the bullet penetrated the wall, I was in sheer, like, I have to move, I have to leave, I can't stay in this house. But then, for me, running the numbers, a lot of things I had to take into account. One, I'll be 54. Two, finding employment, and I'll be 50. Um, when I moved when I was younger, right? So it was not a big thing because I was younger. and I am older and becoming more complacent. And I think I'm comfortable here, even though I don't like living in the city of Flint. I am comfortable living here because I know my neighbors. And I'm going to be transparent. I don't want to move somewhere where I'm in a mixed community because I live in a state that is more racist than when I lived in North Carolina. And I know if we left out of the city, and say even if I left Flint, that means I'm leaving my house, got to try to do something with that. If I purchase another house, we're going to be living way out and I'm going to have a mixed community. And I've seen a lot of things that happen in these different communities. I would prefer to be around my own people. I'm trying to say it as nicely as I can because I can deal with Mutai and them, Billy Bob and them. I can't. I don't want to live on pins and needles, and I don't want to force friendships. And that's just where I am right now in my life, and that's just the truth of it all. And so I guess I'll be in the garden again this summer. Um, Economically, it makes sense to stay here. When I look at how much it costs to purchase another house somewhere else, or even if I didn't purchase and I rent, what you paying for rent is a mortgage. It doesn't make sense. It's not feasible. Even if I got a condo or a townhouse, it's still ridiculously expensive. And I've just gotten out of the high cost. I live very comfortably here. And I don't feel like I have to make excuses for that. So I guess I just said what I had to say in reference to that. Because I was planning on moving again because of the bullet. And I was like, I'm out. I'm moving, I'm moving, I'm moving. But cost wise, it's just not economical. And I am older and I'm just not doing it. And that's real talk. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not going to move to make other people happy. And then I'll be house poor. I got a house, but now I'm struggling when I live in this house and I'm not struggling. And I thank God for that. I thank God for grace that that the creator has provided that I don't have to struggle. But if I move, I'm gonna have to struggle. And I don't want to do that. I don't. Because I really I don't know where oh my God, where's this burst of wind coming from? It's about to blow my little tree down. Listen, I bought this tree at IKEA. I went to IKEA. I know I'm rambling. I went to IKEA. I ended up buying me a new bed. I didn't go to IKEA to buy a bed. I went to IKEA to buy a buffet. Oh my God, that's what I can go get. The Christmas tree shop had buffets on sale this week. Okay. So I went for a buffet, didn't find a buffet, but I left with a bed. That's crazy. And some rugs that I don't like because I thought the rug was bigger than it is, and it's not. So I'm going to end up pulling those two rugs out and placing them somewhere else in the house, and get a bigger rug to go in my bedroom. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But this little tree I purchased at IKEA, and I like it, and I just brought it out because it's so nice. I'm like, oh, okay, get some sun, but the wind is blowing. So I am going to finish up this video. Just wanted to check in. You know what? We have come a long way from where we were. I will say that. And learning how to release things and take life as it is and not how I want it to be is our lessons I'm learning. Um, and again, just the shift in the mindset that my kids are no longer kids, that they are young adults, right? And I need to approach my relationship with them as young adults because I'm no longer allowing them to fall back into that space of, oh, mommy's going to fix it and I'm kids. So I'm just bringing it back full circle before I end this. Um, I have, I always say I have half grown, but I have young adults. young adults who are living their lives and exploring and trying to figure out who they are. So while they're trying to figure out who they are, I'm going to figure out who I am as a parent with young adult kids and shifting my mindset that my kids are no longer little kids. And I think this is just going to be a good space for me to be in because once I completely shift, um, me running away last month and like I left them here, and me running away this month, and I say I run away, but me just beginning to do things that I wanted to do that I put hold on because I had kids. And I'm like, I can now leave. Deja is actually a legal adult. I can leave her here with Dylan because Dylan's 17 and she is going to mother him. He don't like it, but she got enough sense. She'd be like, no, you're not going to do this. You're going to do this. And so I feel, and then I have Song come in and watch both of them. But, and then June taking them on vacation so that we can see the ocean. And then going on vacation again. And I just think it's time to start living our lives. And yes, the pandemic is going on. And when we travel in in June and July, we're going to do a RV in June, and then we probably do a minivan in July. And so, because I want to go to Ocean City in Maryland, I want to go to Jersey and see my people, and I don't want to stay at anyone's house. I don't want to stay in a hotel. And I think doing an RV is really good because we can sleep in an RV. So, or a camper, just, oh, look at this hawk. It is a hawk flying around, y'all. I mean, you should see the wingspan. My God, where did he come? It's two of them. That's crazy. These are some huge hawks flying around here. Where they come from? Where the weather has truly changed. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to log off, but I just wanted to do a update. I haven't been on this poor channel in so long, and I think I'm going to start posting because I don't know if I can share my videos that I do on Facebook over here. Our cooking video, our lives, they are so much fun. Um, so, come over there on Facebook. I do a lot of cooking and baking, and we have great conversations. I have a nice little community over there, and, we just have fun. So, I wanted to come over here because I just hadn't been over here and just update about how we are progressing and growing. All of us are growing, um, and our dynamic is shifting. And I think that we're all open to that. And so it's going to be interesting seeing this next chapter for us because it's not little kids anymore. People got to take their own mental health and deal with that and all the dating and becoming who they are and trying to figure out who they are. This is just going to be interesting for me to watch. So until the next time, I wish y'all could see Deja. She got more tattoos yesterday. Pray her strength. This girl got piercings everywhere. She has tattoos everywhere. I'm telling y'all, when you see people with multiple tattoos and piercing, know that there's some mental health issues. And no, I'm not a professional. I just know from what I see. Just, when I see people with all that, and then when you get to know them, I say, see, I knew it. You don't need all that stuff if everything is good. So until later, until I log on again, you be blessed and try to enjoy this summer, this rest of the spring, summer that's coming on. I know I'm going to be in the garden. I'll probably post some of my days that I'm in the garden. And you guys take care. Be safe. Social distance. Wear your mask. If you believe in the vaccine, get your vaccine. If you don't, just stay safe. Build your immune system. That's what I do. I take like 8, 9 vitamins every day, every month for 10 days. Like I know that I'm going to be going away. So around May the probably around May the 15th, I do my Kaleido Silver for 10 days. So that'll be to the 25th. And listen, oh, everything's new for me too. I have not driven in years. Years. Have not had a driver's license, have not driven. I go for my permit test on May 27th. And so I am going to start back driving. And I stopped driving because I suffer from road rage. But I think me not driving gave control to someone else because they felt like if I drive her around, she won't go anywhere. I know where she is. And so, sometimes you got to take back your power. So, May 27th, I go to take my permit test. I do my little practice permit test. I don't need to practice driving. I know how to do that just so I can just pass the permit test. And then 30 days after that, I go for my road test and I will be, you know, it probably will be a pickup truck that I purchase because I know for, my gardening stuff, I would just want to pick up. And I don't need, like, have y'all seen how much vehicles cost? Why are people paying this much money for a car that depreciates soon as you drive it off the lot? A pickup truck costing 50, 60, $70,000 is ridiculous. I want something if I finance, which I don't really want to finance, but I may finance for 2 years. Um, I don't know. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to buy cash a used pickup that has low mileage is in still good condition, and that's what I'm going to go with because I just can't see myself paying for the price of vehicles today. They're absolutely ridiculous, and a certified pre-owned will do me just fine. So I am going to log off now. I've talked for 41 minutes, and you guys be blessed and take care. Peace, and thank you for coming over. And just listen to me ramble today. Have a wonderful day.